Hey there, welcome back to BrainyHub. I am Muqtadir Massoudi and in today's video we are going to be exploring the fascinating topic of federated learning. We will look at what is federated learning, how does federated learning work, the key features of federated learning, the advantages of federated learning, the shortcomings of federated learning, and as a cherry on top we are also going to be looking at some real world examples so that you understand the concept better. Without further ado, let's jump right in. First, let's look at what is federated learning. Federated learning is a decentralized machine learning approach in which instead of training our model in a single central server, we share our model to multiple devices and then after that those devices train that model using their own local data samples. Decentralized just means that the data processing or the control is shared between multiple devices rather than being concentrated on a single data server. So in simple words, in federated learning, instead of training our model in a single central server, we share our model to multiple devices. Those devices train that model on their own using their own local data samples, and then after that the updates from those devices are aggregated to the global model. Now let's look at how federated learning works. As you can see in the diagram, first we will be initializing the global model to each of our local devices, and then after that those devices train the local model using their own local data samples, and then the updates from those models are sent back to the server, and then after that those updates are aggregated to improve the global model. Now let's look at the advantages of federated learning. The first advantage is enhanced privacy. Now when we train our model using the local data sample, that data sample is not actually shared with the global model, just the updates are shared, meaning your data or your sensitive data is not shared with the global model and it is right there with you. The second advantage is reduced latency. Local data is small and it does not require a whole entire central data server, meaning there is no need for large data transfer, which can lead to faster model updates and real-time responsiveness. And the third advantage is improved scalability. Since we are using multiple devices, we can use the computational power of each devices and process large data sets without the need of a single central data server. Now let's look at the shortcomings of federated learning. The first one is communication overhead. In federated learning, there has to be a lot of communications between the local device and the central server, which can in time lead to network traffic. The second one is heterogeneity. Local devices can vary in computational power and network conditions, which can lead to problems in the training process. The third one is data quality issues. Since we are training the model using local data, and local data can most likely be noisy, dirty, or just non-representative data, which can damage the overall performance of the model. Now let's look at the key features of federated learning. The first one is privacy preservation. In federated learning, like we saw, your local data is not shared with everyone. It is right there with you and it is not shared to the central server, meaning there is no risk of your sensitive data being leaked. The second one is decentralization. Federated learning is a decentralization machine learning approach, meaning the data, processing or the control is shared across multiple devices, promoting a collaborative training process without the need for a large data server. And the third one is scalability. This approach can be easily scaled to numerous amount of devices, each contributing to the training process. Now let's finally look at a real-time example to understand this better. You might have heard of the Google keyboard known as the Gboard. Now this keyboard uses federated learning to enhance its predictive text and autocorrect functionalities. What it does is, for example, let's say the user types something like WhatsApp Amir. Now what the model is going to do is it will recognize the pattern in that and then learn it. And let's say next time when you write WhatsApp, Amir might appear in the autocorrect section because it saw that previously you used Amir after WhatsApp. Another example can be that Siri uses federated learning to understand voice recognition. It is not pre-trained to your voice. When you get your Apple device, Siri then asks you for voice recognition and you have to give it data and read out text for it so that it can learn that and then later on recognize your voice. This is another great example of federated learning. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights from BrainyHub. I'll see you next time.